Good evening. Thank you for having me here. My name is Rachel Rodriguez, and I, along with apparently 3 dozen others, I'm running for governor of this state. And I wanted to introduce myself. I live just up the road here with my family. I have 3 small children. And my background, the reason I'm doing this, is I come from, on my father's side, a very long line of Americans who pioneered, and just with their faith and their skills and their trust in God, they built things. And on my mother's side, I'm a first-generation American from Cuba. She fled in the 60s from tyranny, and so that shapes how I understand and can identify when oppression is coming. And so for the last 5 years, I'm a litigator as well. So for the last 5 years, I have been serving Floridians by fighting in courts for individual rights. I don't know if any of you had the tragedy occur to you or your loved ones where somebody passed away in the hospital during COVID. But these deaths were, I'm going to say this, in my professional opinion, exactly medical murder. They were preventable deaths. The hospitals, even in this free state of Florida, the hospitals were taking money from the federal government through the CARES Act to implement only and coercively the PrEP Act protocols, and they were lethal. So I represented, first in 2023, I took on, I think it was 40 or so families who had lost loved ones. I took their cases, their stories, and the evidence that this was murder, and I sent it to A.G. Moody, asking for investigation and, if probable cause, prosecution. And then I sent it again, now 75 families represented, to James Uthmeyer.
I'll be back.
We haven't heard back yet, but I'm very pleased with what we have been able to do in Florida, and I want to build on that. Very important here, one thing that happened last year, I will give the courts credit where credit is due, because most of the time I don't see them doing the right thing. But last year, we turned down the unconstitutional open carry ban. So that's one shining example of the courts doing something correctly, but otherwise, in my profession, I've been very disappointed and I'm very concerned. And so when I was asked to run for governor by people who had worked with DeSantis before, I thought about it and prayed about it. And I said, I'm not sure that there's much more utility for me in the courts right now. Because if the courts are going to rubber stamp absolute steamrolling over individual rights, then how can I help here with the resources I have? And so that's why I'm here, wanting to continue to serve the people of Florida as your next governor. And you can support us. It is a grassroots campaign. You can support us by going to www.forgov.com, and you can email us at campaign@Rachel